Hello, hello, friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. I hope your weekend is going well. I am really excited because I get to celebrate the launch of the Ultimate Coffee Cup die set. Yay! So this just came out yesterday, and if you missed it, definitely check out Jamie's release day video she crafted with Teresa, because there's lots of goodies coming to Not Too Shabby, and it was fun to see both of them craft together, and hope that you've already gotten your shopping in. But if you haven't, I'm here to craft a little bit with this die set and answer any questions that you might have. So the ultimate coffee cup die set is I feel the ultimate, so named because there's just so many different things that you can do with this die set. You can create a lot of different experiences, types of cards, and when you get yours, just flip to the back. It'll show you some different ideas for what you can do with this die set. And I'll show you, I've made a lot of examples, I've crafted with it a lot, and so I'll show you real quick some of the different things that you can do with this die set. So I also want to make sure that let me make sure that my Streamlabs isn't saying weird things also. If you haven't shopped this release yet, there is actually a special offer that's only good until the end of the month. And so if this is something that you think you might like to purchase, I would definitely get a close look at it, answer or ask any questions today so that I can answer them for you, and so you can feel good about your purchase, and try to get your order in before the end of the month, because everybody who orders before the end of the month will get a $25 gift certificate to shop my website for printables. And so that's gonna get you, I think that's definitely enough to get you the two printable collections that I released this month if you haven't already, because they are coffee themed, so it's gonna go really nicely with your new coffee cup die set. So be sure to get your orders in if that is something that you're interested in. All right, so let me show you. Let me actually grab the link and share it. So here's the coffee cup die set. So there's the link to shop. It's only available at the Not Too Shabby shop. So there's that for you. And also coming out today, the Ultimate Sentiments Thanks. So I know a couple few people have asked me very occasionally, will there ever be more stamp sets for the Ultimate Sentiments besides the birthday one? And indeed, there will be, and there is now. So this just hit the shop today as well. And if you have the universal die, it will cut this out. I'm trying to find, I think the birthday stamp set also got restocked, so I believe that's in stock at the moment also if you are new to this line of dies. And what makes this one the ultimate is that there's a single die that will cut out 10 sentiments, which you can stamp. Each of the stamp sets has actually two sets of 10, so 20 in total for your smaller sentiments, and then one large one in the center. And your die will cut all of them out at the same time. So you stamp once, you die cut once. But what makes it the ultimate is that you also get 5 additional dies that you can use as layers behind those sentiments. So whenever I've crafted with other products that are similar, like a stamp ones, die cut ones, I always want to have a matte layer to go behind it, but more often than not, the only option that you actually have is to use this die and maybe do a drop shadow as opposed to a proper frame all the way around. Well, these dies are actually meant so that you can frame your sentiment all the way around, and that helps it to kind of pop off of your card a little bit better. Now, this largest die here actually does double duty because it will cut your the large sentiment, like the primary, sentiment, but as well, it's the exact same proportions or aspect ratio so that you can take this plain edge and then layer it on top so you can get like a double matte effect if you really, really love your mattes and layers. So this is the new one, thanks. And what you'll find in all of my ultimate sentiments is this side, the left side, will always be your more kind of like your more endearing, sentimental sentiments, and like your more heartfelt ones. And then on the right side will be the ones that are maybe a little bit more humorous, a little bit more snarky. And so it just depends on the mood and who you're sending your card to. Some people appreciate a humorous card, and so you can have the choice between the two. And of course, with your die, you can cut them out super, super quickly. The other thing that I want to mention with the Ultimate line of sentiments is that I support this with digitals as well. So every month, let me try to find a previous month. Every month I put out an easy card making kit, and in the easy card making kit, there's several things that you can craft with, and one of them is going to be a sheet of sentiments. I've already cut one off of this particular sheet, but you can see here, this has been formatted to actually be cut by the Ultimate Sentiments Universal Die. And what's great about that is that I give you, these two are the exact same sentiments. So you get 20 sentiments, well, 21 including the one in the center. And it's duplicated so that you have the inverse. You know how sometimes it's a little bit nicer to have white on black versus black on white? And if you're anything like me, heat embossing white onto black might be a little bit of a challenge. I always seem to have like some white specks here and there, and so you can print it, and it's always crisp, no stray white specks at all. So I support the Ultimate Sentiments with new digital sentiments every month, and so if you've never tried my printables, then you'll have a $25 gift certificate to shop and try it out. And that's if you order the Ultimate Coffee Cup by the end of the month. Also going on, I'll try to mention this again as new people come in, but I am also running a sale today. So if you want to shop my printables, you can get 50% off. And that's good for, I think through Monday is what I have it set for. So so you can also get yourself a deal today. And the great thing with printables is you actually can download it right away and start printing them out straight away and crafting with them. So I absolutely love that. I think Jamie answered this, Christina, but if she didn't, everything is for sale individually. There's no bundle, so you can pick and choose. Now, if you are shopping the Ultimate Coffee Cup, then you'll have to choose whether or not you want the masterclass. And so let me actually tell you a little bit about what that's all about. So the masterclass is actually a series of videos where I will teach you how to use this die set. And I'm gonna show you the cards that I actually teach in that masterclass series, and that way you can you'll know what to expect and whether it's worth it to you. Obviously, I feel like it's worth it because the difference between, I mean, I put out tons of tutorials for free, right? And you can expect that I will have tutorials on my channel using this die set. But if you've watched my videos, you know that pretty much they're all sped up, which is great because if you're short on time, maybe it's enough to kind of get the gist of the gist of what's going on, and you can kind of take it as inspiration. But with a masterclass, especially one to support the die set, it's really more of an instructional video series, and it's all filmed in real time. So it gives me the opportunity to like really craft at a pace that hopefully you can follow along. And I'm a slow crafter, so I think most people can probably keep up with me because I'm pretty slow. And I take pauses to like really show you what's going on and how to assemble things in greater detail than I'm able to in a sped up video. Now, if your budget doesn't stretch to include the masterclass series, then no worries. I'm sure Jamie will have plenty of tutorials. I for sure will have plenty of tutorials. And as other creators buy this die set, you'll probably be able to find more from them as well. So if at any point you do have questions, please do ask in the chat. And thank you, Karen, and everybody who has ever shopped and crafted with my printables. I hope you share your makes with me because I love seeing what people do with my printables. Sometimes people craft with them and I hardly recognize it's my printable, and I actually really love that. um that's funny. I wouldn't call it slow, I would call it thorough. I don't know. I think I'm a pretty slow crafter. All right, so this is. I'll show you a close look at the die set. But for anyone who is considering to shop today, let me first tell you a little bit about that masterclass. So as I mentioned, it's individual videos. And you know what's cool? So in the past, I've done individual video, or I've done like one big long video, and it had all of the sort of like mini classes or whatever. Like the last time I did a big video like that, it was the masterclass for the Ultimate Snow Globe die set. And what's different this time around is that YouTube actually has something called courses, and it just lets you put individual videos on like a playlist essentially. But it's a course, so we can order it, and you can just watch the videos that you want. And so each video, I teach you how to make a card, a single card. So this is the first. I believe this is the first in the series, and it's a shaped card that is side folding, and it's really, it looks very polished. You don't see any glue tabs or anything. And I'll show you exactly how to make this. I feel like this is a very foundational card to start with, and it's lots of fun. And it doesn't necessarily have an interactive component, but just the nature of it being a shaped card, I think, makes it pretty unique and interesting and fun. So that is one class in the masterclass series. This is really the card that I was sort of envisioning making when I designed the die set, and that is a pocket card that is also a shaped card, but it doesn't open, it doesn't have like a fold. So this is it's just a pocket, and the way you open it is you lift the lid, and there's like a slider insert where you can, in this case, include a gift card and sign your message on the back of that insert. So this is just a really fun way to give a little gift card. And you can imagine like having a bunch of these made and ready to go whenever you need to give like a little gift card to somebody. Sometimes we like give gift cards to like our postal worker and stuff, so it's nice to just have these little things on hand. Maybe a $5, $10 Starbucks card would be super cute. So that is your pocket slider card, and I show you how to add a gift card holder or convert the insert into a gift card holder. I think the third class in the series is another one that I really had in mind for this die set, and that is to make a shaker card. And it's funny because somebody asked me the other day, how is your coffee cup die set different from, other brands? And I really feel like most other brands maybe think about one or two different styles or interactions, where mine, like, it's a big die set. You're gonna getting a lot of dice, and it's designed so that you can create a lot of interactive components. And so this one's your standard foam shaker, and you do have the die to cut out the aperture window. That's this die here. And this is put onto a standard A2 card. So you can see just for scale, like as a shaped card, it's very nearly A2. But if you wanted to put it onto a proper A2 card, you still could. It would fit. There wouldn't be much room besides the coffee cup, but it would fit. And so, of course, the shaped card will fit onto or into an A2 size envelope. And next up, there's lots of really fun accessories that we've included because whenever Jamie and I put a die set together, we try to fill in every little open spot with extras. And so one of the extras is so that you can create a little pup cup. So this piece right here is actually the piece that came out of our shaker window. And so you can make, that's the perfect size for a little pup cup. And you can see this one I feel like it fits a little bit like nicer onto an A2 card in the sense that you have a little bit more breathing room around it. And so I've actually never given my dog a pup cup or even gotten a pup cup before, but my understanding is that it's just whipped cream. And so we have a dollop of whipped cream. It's a little bit hard to see because I didn't pick a really good background paper to really accent that. Oh my gosh, Andrea Shell made this beautiful card where she did some inking around the whipped cream to add some shadows. I should have done that on this card because then you would be able to see that a lot better. I wish I had seen her card before I made mine. So we do have three amazing guest designers who have created some really beautiful projects. So I hope you check out their Instagrams. I know they've all posted to Instagram, and some of them have posted to the Easy Wonder Inspiration Facebook group as well. But Andrea Shell is one of them, and Sherry Gilson is another guest designer, and Amy Saruda is the third guest designer. Of course, Amy is the queen of coffee. She runs the Coffee Lovers blog hop, so I love that. And so the I know it was brilliant idea. Her card looks so great. It was so pretty. Yes, and you could do that with the marshmallows too, which we do have in this die set. So you have one die that cuts out three marshmallows, one die that cuts out three coffee beans that have the little embossed detail as well. The dollop of whipped cream will actually cut slits. Those aren't just embossed lines, but they're actually slits so that you can slide your little coffee stir stick through. And the stir stick itself is two layers, so you can cut your base layer And then right over top, you can layer this adorable little heart, which I think is just super cute because of the stitching. So you can put that heart right on top, and you get a little a little two-tone stir stick there. Okay, so here's my question. Um, uh, like, has anyone actually given their dog a pup cup? Because I thought dogs aren't supposed to have sugar. And isn't whipped cream just like all sugar? I don't know. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong about that. um, so this is look at that dog. He's so cute. These are all from Not Too Shabby, of course, the papers and ephemera, and the the sentiments are from my Ultimate Sentiments. Thanks. So this one says, "Please enjoy this low effort card." Which I think is kind of ironic because any handmade card is not going to be low effort. But if you're a card maker, you probably have cards like maybe the ones that I where I use a card front and I don't do much else to it. That's where I would probably use this sentiment. so so that's the pup cup, which does have its own sleeve. So this the coffee cup sleeve is does have stitch border detailing, and so your pup cup does have its own sleeve and does have like a little circle that you can decorate it with. So here's pup cup, its sleeve, and a circle label. Here's the main cup, coffee cup, its sleeve, and then double layers for the labels that match that. And of course, you can kind of mix and match if you really wanted. And a thing about this, so if you are an Easy Wonder fan and you have Easy Wonder die number 1 and its add-on, then you'll be pleased to know, no, I lied, Easy Wonder die number 2 and its add-on, you'll be pleased to know that the ovals will nest. So it's the exact same aspect ratio as Easy Wonder die number 2. And what you'll get is, I'm trying to find, where's my actual die set? I had that just the other day. What you'll see is that the add-on die set has one larger than what comes in the Ultimate Coffee Cup, and then 2 sizes larger than that. There's a size in the middle that's missing, and that's the size that your actual Easy Wonder die number 2 will cut. Because remember, the add-on gives you mats and layers. So if you have Easy Wonder die number 2, the add-on gives you one size larger and one size smaller, so that you have like a nested set of 3, and you can kind of add as many mats and layers as you would like. And then this gives you 2 sizes smaller than the smaller die in the add-on. My question is it whipped cream or wait, what's the difference? Wait, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference between whipped cream or whipped cream? Because I don't know the difference. Let me see. I googled it. It's called a puppuccino. Yeah, definitely no coffee because they're not allowed. But yeah, see, it's a dollop of whipped cream. But vanilla. But if it's their vanilla, just vanilla extract, or their vanilla syrup, because the vanilla syrup would have sugar, I would think. Not all whipped cream, but a lot of it really is. Okay. Isn't it out of the can? Yeah, like this. I make my own whipped cream dispenser with one ingredient, heavy cream. Oh, cute. Okay, yeah. You started to bring your own to the coffee shops. That's funny. Uh, does that mean Starbucks market excludes cats? Cat. Oh, I like that. A cappuccino cup. That's adorable. Um, okay, love that. Where were we at? Oh, accessories. So we have our pup cup. Accessories to make that, which I think is a really good size for an A2 card. And then if you're not a coffee lover, I would still get this die set because it's, good chance you know somebody who's a coffee lover. But for the tea lovers out there, there is a little tea bag and the little tag at the end. So you can make a cute little teacup because, of course, if you go to a coffee shop, they serve tea as well. So you can make your own little teacup and put a little tea bag accessory on there. And this has an insert. This is a pocket card as well, and it has an insert where I have not actually used the gift card holder because you don't always have to use the gift card holder. That was the reason for making it a separate die because I think it's a fun card to make. It's a nice shaped card to make, but you may not always be in the need of giving a gift card. So this die is what allows you to cut the gift card slots into really anything that you want. In my die set, it's meant to be cut into this die here, which is the lid to the coffee cup and the insert for these pocket cards. So that is your tea accessory. And then the last class in the masterclass series is this one, which kind of combines a lot of the different, aspects of the previous cards to really create one super ultimate coffee cup. So this is a shaped card. It is side folding. It's also a pocket that has an aperture window and will also allow you to, I had to load it up, will also allow you to pull out the insert and have a really lovely reveal where you've got a gift card inside. So this is really just a fun way to, kind of create a whole experience around, receiving a gift card. Because I know how sometimes I feel a little bit guilty just giving somebody a gift card. I know that sometimes it has like, I don't know. I kind of feel like, do people who receive gift cards just think that, oh, like no thought went into it? They just got me a gift card. So I kind of always want to try to give it in a card where like I've put a little bit extra into into the card. So really make an experience out of it. And so that's sort of the idea that I had in mind, and I wanted to give you all lots and lots of different ways to create fun experiences with this die set. So um, so that is these are all of the cards that I teach you how to make in the masterclass series that you can get with the purchase of the Ultimate Coffee Cup. So when you purchase, what will happen is you will be emailed a link to the whole series. So for one price, you're going to get all of those instructional videos for how to create these exact cards. And of course, from there, you can kind of use your imagination and create even more cards, I'm sure, and come up with even more fun ways to create some cool experiences. And I'll show you some more inspiration and some tutorials that will hit my channel eventually. Some already are on there, but others have yet to be published. And oh, the other note on the masterclass, if you think you might want it, definitely add it because I don't know that you can get it after the fact. So if you're buying the die set, I think that's your one and only opportunity to actually add the masterclass because it's an option when you go to purchase, whether you want it with or without the class. And if you think you might want, it's all one price and you get all six lessons. So if you think you might be interested in any one or two of them, I would add it, and because they're not going to be available anywhere else. It's exclusive to the Not Too Shabby shop and can only be purchased when you purchase the die. So so you'll get a link to that after. I think after I think after Jamie processes and ships your order, in your shipping confirmation, it will have the link. And that's where the link will be when you if you order before the end of May, so that you can get that $25 gift certificate to shop my website. So I have not made one live, Denise, but I will. I will make one live. And of course, I'll have lots of tutorials on my channel as well. So I am teaching at the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, and this is the card that I'll be teaching at the summit. And so this was, I think, the April subscription box. And I went very shiny for some of my for some of my decorative elements. So you do get that extra die to cut that extra layer for your coffee cup lid. This die does double duty. You can use it as a sentiment banner as well. And this is the pocket style insert with the gift card holder slots there, and you can always sign on the back. I like to do, if I'm leaving this blank, I like to decorate the back so that it kind of looks nice on the back also, and then you can always sign your message on the back of the insert. So Scrapbooking Fun Summit is first week of June, and tickets are available now. So the tutorial for that will be at that summit. This is one that I made during the secret sale with my April printables. So that was fun, a pretty simple version. So if you look at this, you can kind of see you can see the seam here. Whereas in the masterclass, I actually take a little bit more care to create this so you don't see any of these glue tabs. Everything is nice and hidden, and you have a really good sort of fit and finish. I made this one live, so that's why I didn't, go the extra mile. Then I've got this side folding card, which is a shaker card as well. Check that out. And look how thin this card is. It's a flat shaker card. So I love how this one turned out. What's cool with this, I think, is that it's a side folding card, but can you spot the difference? So not only is it a shaker, but it's a side folding where it's a complete coffee cup. So that you have a full coffee cup with its lid on the front as well. And so that's a fun one. I love making like these super flat shakers. You don't have to worry about shipping. So there's that. Here's another option for a shaped card, and with this one, instead of a side folding card, this is a top folding card. I know some people prefer top folding, and I kind of feel like just I guess it depends on how you decorate it, but this I think stands and presents a lot better because like this one, since it's not the full lid, when it's presented it looks a little bit weird, but with the tent folding you can see the full coffee cup still. So I like it for that. This one would stand nicely if I didn't have stuff hanging off the bottom. So you can kind of see that, like, once you know sort of the basics that I teach in the master class, you can really start to adapt these to anything, multiple different styles if you would like. So then this is just a really simple plain one, which is put onto an A2 card. And this is just a nice little experience for a hidden little message in the pocket. I think I made this one live on Crafty Fun. I think that was this or that color. I've also made our little pup cup as a hot cocoa cup with a slider component where a little hot cocoa gnome can pop out of. So I thought that was fun. These will be tutorials on my channel eventually. And then this one is another fun one. It's got again, revisiting a lot of the basic classes that I teach you in the master class. This is a coffee cup that's on an A2 card. It's a pocket with a slider reveal. So it has that nice window for the reveal. So it says, "Thanks so much. And were you expecting a parade?" Which I just think is hilarious. That's one of the snarky sentiments from Thanks, the ultimate sentiment Thanks. And but they might see that and be like a little disappointed, but they can flip to the back and get a gift card. Oh, this card just cracks me up. I'm never gonna give it away, but I want to make another one so that I can give it away. And then I've made I just want to share this too. So I know maybe if you're like me, you're looking at this and you're thinking that feels a little cramped on an A2 card because the coffee cup takes up much of the card. But here's how it looks on a 5x7, which I think is a good size if you were going to use this coffee cup as decoration on a card. So, as opposed to a shaped card. So this one features some of my printables from this month. So like I said, if you like the printables that came out this month and you haven't yet purchased them, one, you can get them right now for 50% off. Two, you can buy the Ultimate Coffee Cup, and when that ships to you, Jamie will send you a coupon code where you can get $25 off any printable, any easy printable. So that's my easy card making kits, it's my easy postage printables, and even the Ultimate Sentiments printables that I have. But I do like the scale of having this on a 5x7, and I have yet to just make a coffee cup that doesn't do anything. I always kind of use this have some kind of an interactive aspect to it, but you could certainly just glue this down and you don't really need to use this as a slider, so that's always an option. But if you can make it move, why not? So here's one where you can pull out the insert for a little hidden message, a little bit more decor, and of course put your gift card in the back. So this one's really cute, the fairy one. I just think it's adorable because the fairies were so darling. This might be stuck on something. Oh, there we go. So there you have it. And this one I did make. I always use a little stapler to assemble my tea bag. It's just it just seems like the easiest thing to do and kind of authentic. I've seen tea bags where it's just stapled like that. So all right, so these this is already a tutorial on my website. I think I already this came out earlier as a tutorial, and the rest will make it to my channel eventually. In fact, I think what I might do is I might make the videos available to members early, like right away as I upload them, and then that way channel members, if you are a channel member of mine, you can grab it, you can watch those right away, but they need to release on separate days on YouTube, because otherwise they don't do very well if you put them all out in one go. All right, so let's make a card. So let me know in the chat what if there's a particular style of card you want to see me make. Like a shaped card. Do you want to see me make a shaker card? Whatever you want. I can... Well, I can't promise you I'll finish the card, but I can certainly try. Flat shaker. That was the first thing I saw. Let's see. Flat shaker, 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 second one. That's the flat one. Okay, everyone seems to want to see the flat shaker. Oh my gosh, your minds are gonna be blown. It's gonna be so easy. All right. Let me see if I have more of my coffee printables available. I have cut into a lot of it. Alright, let's see. What have I got here? We could use this one. Oh, do I have any more? Oh. I'm kind of out. That's not going to be enough, I don't think, for... Oh, but it's going to be a shaker, so it'll have the window, so that's okay. I wanted to do the same corrugated... Oh, I should have... Where's that card? I made a card yesterday with the corrugated coffee cup sleeve. That was a lot of fun, that card. Catch the replay of Crafty Fun with Friends if you want to know what I mean. Ooh, maybe I'll put this on the inside of the shaker. That would be kind of cute, right? Okay, I got all sorts of... This is paper escape paper. Alright, man, I've really used up my digitals for this month. Okay, let's find... Should have been a little bit more prepared with some paper choices. Where's my... Okay, here we go. I have this month's papers, some more of the fairy papers. So let's use this. It's actually all I have left of both Magic in the Meadow and the Sage, Blush and Sage. I probably won't use this because I think I'll go with this palette. So I've used so much of these papers that they can both fit in a single package. I know I can't take credit for the ingenuity though. That was Jamie. I stole the idea from her. I saw her craft live and I think she showed the card and my mind was blown. I didn't think that you could cut through corrugated sheets like that. Alright. So, let's see. What can I do? Oh, did somebody become a member? I just saw this. Oh. Thank you, Karen, for joining my channel as a member. I appreciate you. Alright, so let's pick some papers. So I kind of want, oh wait, let's see hold on. Let's bring out our flat shaker so that we can, oh, I hope I have flat shaker bits that will match these papers. Okay, this is what we're going for, friends. Flat shaker. So we're gonna need something on the outside. And by the way, if you're seeing Nightbot messages, if you're watching from Jamie's channel, Teresa's sticker book volume 2 came out today, so you can check out lots of inspiration from Teresa on her channel. She actually has 2, one that she does like her card making and one that's more for her journaling. So I want to do, maybe I'll do this on the inside here. And then should we do like a solid color cardstock, kind of like I have craft there? let's see if I can find. Now, I do want it to be a little bit sturdy. So I'm gonna try to find something in here that's gonna be a good color. Yeah, it's so hard to. Oh, maybe this pink. How's that pink could work? I think that could work. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's do, we'll cut first our main. This is for the main cup. So I can get that out of this bit of scrap here. And now since we're making a shaker, you want to take the smaller, what I've been calling the pup cup. And so you want to go ahead and die cut both. If you feel confident to cut them both at the same time, you can definitely do that. If you cut them at the same time, even if you're using a like magnetic plate, I would still tape it down. So what I'm gonna do is just position this so that it's kind of off to this edge here. And then I will get this as evenly spaced as possible. So let's just get one bit of tape down just to get this outer one secured. And you can just eyeball this. Now the glue tabs are designed so that when they fold over, they will be behind this frame, so they won't be visible. So you want to, I would definitely tape in a couple of places just to really make sure it's secure. Sometimes dies feels like they move around when they're going through my die cutting machine. This will fit on a 6-inch mat, so because it is, you know, smaller than A2, so this will fit on your standard 6-inch opening die cutting machine. And so now we have our shaker frame. So there's that. Got our little pup cup that drops out. There's that. And of course we've got the main die, or the main cup as well. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And we'll modify mine since there's already going to be a tutorial on how to do this. Let's make this like an enclosed card. So I'll cut a back to that. So, oh, that's pretty. So if we want, oh, that is pretty. I'm wondering if I want this on the back. Huh. And then that can be on the inside. Oh, I think that'll be cute. Yeah, okay, this on the inside, and this is gonna be the back. So, I'm gonna cut another main die for the back of this. So, and this is so kind of, this is like a nice watercolor background, so you can kind of, oh wait, is there a direction to this? I guess I should make sure. Does this look directional to you all? Is this... I feel like this is up and down. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I feel like this is up and down. I don't know. Thoughts? Maybe it's non-directional. Is Teresa still here? She designed this, so she would know. Okay, Shelly says it can go anyway. Okay. Because I don't want to cut it from this edge. Well, it won't really matter because we're gonna cut the glue tabs off. But whatever edge is showing, I tend to want to make sure I'm cutting into that. Hey, Teresa, is this directional? Before I cut, is this meant to have a direction? This particular print? It seems sometimes when I look at it, it seems like this is the direction, but Shelly and I think Barbara feel like it can go any which way. But see, sometimes, see, there's like highlights to some of the flowers. So that's why I kind of feel like this is up. No, there's no wood or butterflies. This is this print. Okay. I'm not sure which paper you're looking at, Teresa, because that's not this one. All right, I'm going with this. All right, so I'll just glue this down and we'll just roll with it. Okay. So this will be the back of our... Where's my top cutting plate? Oh, here it is. The inside of that card has butterflies. I'm not too sure. There's no butterflies on here. Alright, so there's that. So we've got our main pieces done here. We're gonna need some acetate too, so let's make sure I've got some acetate. And your acetate just needs to be large enough to cut this. So I buy them like on a big roll. So I just have them in these huge sheets that I then cut down. And this doesn't need to be construction weight. This can just be, you know, whatever thin acetate you have. So I'm going to cut this a little bit larger than what I need, just so that I have a smaller piece to work with later, and we'll trim that to fit later. So there's that. Okay, so yep, that should fit. Okay, we've got our acetate, we have our shaker frame, we have the back of our card, we've got a pup cup, which we'll use later. Now we need the top of our cup. So if this is gonna look like that, we should have, so the insert will kind of fit like that. So whatever is visible down here, that'll be, or whatever paper we choose, that'll be visible through, I'm gonna make this a slider, so it'll be a shaker and a slider. So if, oh, actually, yeah, because this isn't a slider, so yeah, that'll be another way that it's a little different from this one. So we'll do, oh, do I really want to do that? I haven't thought that through. Sure, okay, well, I said I'll do it, so I'll figure it out on the fly. I was like, oh, I haven't done that before, so we'll figure it out. All right, so since it's going to be visible initially, then let's pick something pretty to cut that out of as well. So, um, so what I'm gonna do is something kind of like this, where there's an aperture, and the insert is visible before you pull it out, and then it'll reveal a different pattern back there. Okay, so we're kind of combining a couple different ideas onto this card. And that's sort of why I know I've said this multiple times now, but it's why I know Jay asked me in my live premiere the other day, like, what makes it the ultimate? Well, I think what makes it the ultimate is the fact that you can create so many different interactive experiences with it. Um, and I'm sure once you get your hands on it, you'll come up with even more ideas. Okay, so let's cut this out of some pretty papers as well. And let's pick something. Maybe we'll pick something a little bit plain. So maybe you'll just see polka dots. I feel like that's too plain. How about, but I don't want anything too heavy on the pink because I don't know that my sort of pinkish, peachy pink really matches a lot of all of the papers here. Oh, this could do something like that with a little bit more of the green showing. Oh, that'll be cute. Kind of like that. All right, so I'm going to use this for my insert, like that. I'll take that section of it, and I'm just cutting the one die, so I don't really feel like I have to tape it down, but you can definitely tape it down if you feel like you need. So there's that. And I'll probably cut another one just so that since if this is gonna get pulled out, I don't want this rough edge here. So I'm gonna actually cut it another time. Kind of optional, but I just really, anytime you can like see an edge, I prefer a really nice, that really nice die cut edge. So I'm gonna do that. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just cut it out of some white. And what do I have? Do I have some scrap white paper? Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice a printable. I'll just cut this out of my printable. Okay. So we'll cut that out. Okay, so there's that. And I probably want to cut this, not the full thing a third time, but I think I'm going to want the lid to be a different color. So I'm going to cut that, just that portion, out of white. So what you want to do is, for the lid, we need really just that, so you can just line this up so that it's like a partial die cut. And in fact, what you could do is cut that, and I'll cut the extra layer that you could put on top of your lid for that extra dimension. You can cut that at the same time. I can get both from the scrap. Now, just to be safe, let's tape these down so that they don't jump. Because if they jump and they cross over, your dies could get messed up. You don't want that. Alrighty, so I think I've got all the pieces I need. I don't yet have my shaker bits, but let's just start. Let's start putting together this flat shaker that will have an insert slider. Oh, this is a different combination of things. Okay, so I've actually never made one exactly like this before, so let's see how to do it together, shall we? We're gonna figure this out together. All right, so what I'll do is I'll first get this is kind of thick, so I think I'm gonna reinforce the score lines a little bit. Sometimes you don't really have to do that because it just depends on how thick your cardstock is and how much pressure your machine puts. If this embossed line does not feel like it's deep enough, just line up the beginning of the embossing for that glue tab. Line up both ends in the same score track, and then just run it through or score it again. The die will put the score lines in, but can you see the difference between like me reinforcing it versus what the die did? I tend to try to reduce my sandwich, die cutting sandwich, so that it's the minimal amount of pressure for a die to cut. I don't like exerting too much pressure because sometimes it can curve your dies. I've had that happen before, and that's sad to see when it happens. So you can see once this folds over, see how it's not even close. It's very, very much behind that open frame. So don't worry, you don't have to worry about that glue tab being visible at all. So we'll go ahead and give that a good burnish. And ultimately what's gonna happen is this is gonna close off to form our little pocket. And so what I'm gonna do is trim off the glue tabs on what will be the back layer. So this one doesn't need glue tabs, so I can just cut them off. And so same thing, you would just want to line the ends of the scored lines for the glue tab. Line it up on your cutting blade this time, and then just trim that off. Okay, so now this is gonna go there, and it'll form our little pocket like that. Okay, so let's now also, what can we do? Should we turn this into a gift card holder too? Let's do that, because this die is super special. I love this die. This will cut your slots to hold a gift card, and it's fantastic because you can cut this into whatever you'd like. The edge of this metal will not cut. The only thing that cuts is these half circles. Yeah, this is going to be another ultimate coffee cut, because I don't think I've yet made, two cards that have this. Well, maybe I have the really simple pocket slider, but most of my cards are different and a combination of different interactions, and so that's that's the beauty of a die set that has been designed and created with different parts the way that this has been designed, so that you can then mix and match them in whatever ways you want to create the experience that you want. Actually, you know what I need to do is I need to make the simplest thing ever, which is just a coffee cup that doesn't move or shake or do anything. I feel like that's missing. I sometimes get so excited about some of my ideas that I forget, like, the most basic of things. Like, how about making a card that's just a coffee cup? Because that's really fun too. All right, so there is our this die, all it did was cut these slits, and those slits are perfectly aligned so that they will hold a gift card. Hey, Tamara. Well, now I wish I hadn't sacrificed I sacrificed one of my printables, because if this is lifted, you might be able to kind of see a little bit of it, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, so we've seen that die in action. And I knew for certain that this set was always meant to be a gift card holder, but I knew for certain that this would have to be separate and not built into the insert, so that when you want to give a gift card, you can. When you don't need to give a gift card, you don't have to. It can just be a nice pretty card with maybe a hidden sentiment inside. All right, so with our lid, we just need to layer this on top. So when I die cut, I cut a little bit extra here so that we can trim it exactly. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, definitely. With all of my dies, I really feel like dies, they're a little bit more expensive than stamps, of course. And if you're gonna invest in getting a die set, I want you to use it more than once. And I want you to have lots of reasons and lots of things to do with it, so that you don't get bored of it. So I'm gonna glue, and it's just white on white, but I kind of like it just being white on white, because I guess that's more realistic, right? That's how a coffee cup lid would look. It's just white, but it's got that extra, dimension. And sometimes I've actually layered 2 or 3 of those strips to make it like even more dimensional, which you can do, because I think that would be fun. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on as well. I just want to try to get all the easy stuff done first, so that I can focus on the shaker when we get there. There's that. So when you glue your, if you're using the gift card holder, here's what I tell you in the master class. I don't use, it's a lot easier to see in the master class because I didn't use scraps. But where you see the gift card peeking through, you just really want to make sure you don't put any adhesive there. And I do teach you how to do this in the master class. Also, the one thing about that last card, that's the shaker, or no, the slider reveal, the last lesson in the master class, it's, it combines a lot of the different classes, but I don't skip anything. I still teach you the whole card end to end. So it does revisit some of those earlier classes, which have the same mechanic. And I kind of feel like sometimes it's useful to see a thing done multiple times, and because the more times you see it, and then obviously the more times you do it yourself, the more it sinks in and it becomes easier um, over time. So, all right, let's let's get this shaker going. Now we've got. I think we're gonna need a second bit of this. But first thing we want to do is I just want to trim this down to size. So I'm looking to adhere this bit of plastic behind this aperture window here. And so what I want to do, I'll show it to you with, we'll do it with dry adhesive tape, so that'll be visible where I'm putting adhesive. So a very intentional design was to make this frame large enough so that it's not a pain to get adhesive behind the frame. Because I know sometimes just, some designs don't afford you the opportunity to have a nice wide frame like this, but I figure there's two purposes. One, we definitely want to make sure we hide the glue tab, and two, it just makes it easier for you to put your adhesive and then line it with your acetate. Sometimes it's not possible, but with this, I figure that's a good size for the pup cup, so that's really what dictated it. I wanted it, the border is big enough for a couple things, because you'll be able to slide this in, so you can kind of see before we close off this pocket, when you slide this all the way down, the frame will also just cover this insert, will just cover up that opening too. So it took a lot of figuring out to get everything spaced just right so that you could put this in. It covers everything. It sits down nicely, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there are some designs that, just it just can't be helped, and and that's fine, because it looks better that way, probably. But there was a lot I needed to achieve with this particular size opening. One, that we can maximize this and still have it fully cover this window, and two, hide the glue tabs. Three, make it easy. So then I'm gonna take my acetate, lay it on here. Yeah, this is a big piece of acetate, bigger than what I need. But that's totally okay, because I'm going to burnish this and then just going to trim off what I don't need. So now I am generous with my acetate because this is, I think I mentioned this, I buy this on a huge roll, so it's not expensive. And this is not construction weight acetate. So again, not expensive. So that's why I'm so generous and don't really care about really cutting this to fit in such a way that it's minimizing waste. If you're worried, if you're using something like a little bit more expensive and you're kind of concerned with waste, then what you can do instead of what I'm doing is take this piece, which is your back piece, because that's cut to just this without the glue tabs. Take this and cut a piece of acetate that is this size, or you can use your die. I guess you can use the same die to cut it, but to be honest, I've done all the tricks with cutting acetate with a die, Sometimes it'll go all the way through, and then sometimes it just puts the indentation. So if all it does is going to put an indentation, I'd just rather do this. It's going to be faster for me. So now one of the things is this is it's overlapping my score line a little bit, and you do want to be careful to keep this off your score line so that I've moved to my smaller scissors so that I can really cut that. You want to still be able to fold all of these glue tabs over nicely. So, okay. All right. So that is one aspect. Now, okay. So now what we want to do is, if we want this to be, now if you were making a pocket card, just your plain old pocket card, you would glue this to your paper and your back piece and, you know, call it good. You have a pocket, you can slide this in and out. But we want this to shake, and I want a reveal. So I'm gonna line this with a second piece of acetate, so that it will actually form a pocket that we can put our shaker bits into, which I also need to find some shaker bits. Okay, I really hope something in here is gonna match, because I don't know that I have anything flatter. Okay, we might have to go on the hunt for shaker bits. So the tip that I gave before, I'll take that tip now. He couldn't place yours though. I told him it's a card maker's accent. Well, that's funny. Well, it's probably hard to figure out my accent. I was born and raised in Virginia, so I probably have a little bit of a southern drawl, I'm sure. And I'm gonna trace this. I'll even trace this with, I can trace it on this side because this is gonna be the outside, and you won't see this because part of the frame will cover this. So, but I'll just trace this so that you can see, since acetate is impossible to see. So we'll just trace it with this. But English is actually my second language because I am of Vietnamese, Chinese heritage. So Vietnamese was my first language. So you probably don't see, yeah, that didn't touch the edge. Not too much. It touched the edge a little bit, but that's okay. So you can do something like that, and then just cut if you want to be conservative with your acetate. And then you can just cut just on the inside of what you drew. Because the line is drawn on the outside of that cut piece, so it's a little bit larger than what we need. And in any case, this needs to fit snugly within the score lines. So if it's like, you know, creeping in a little bit, it's probably not a bad thing. Okay, and then this, I still see the line here, so I'll just cut a little bit of that. All right, so there's that. Two different ways you can get your window here. And what I'll do is I want to clean this, because you're not going to have access to the inside to clean it from any fingerprints or anything. So whatever's the inside of your shaker pouch, make sure you give that a good wipe. And then what I'm gonna do is you don't hear a southern drawl. My husband hears it. Maybe it's when I say certain things. Oh, Christina, he was born and raised in Virginia too? That's funny. So then does that mean I've lost my Virginia accent? I mean, I have lived here in Washington for a while now. So maybe I don't know, I'm still a country music fan though. And a bit of hip hop because I was born and raised in Northern Virginia, so like a few minutes 10-15 minutes outside of DC. So R&B, hip hop, and country music are my. Have you guys noticed whenever I do like one of those AI songs that I generate, it's usually like very country. And now you know why. Oh, you can hear it in me. That's funny. Okay, so. Oh, yeah. So now what we want to do is we are going to put. Which side was the inside? I better wipe them both just to be sure. So now I'm going to put my second piece of acetate onto these glue tabs. And I'm gonna give myself a strip of adhesive, but I'm not gonna pull it off. We're gonna leave the top open for now, but it is going to need some adhesive to seal off the pouch eventually, the shaker pouch. So hopefully this works, friends. It's not something I've done yet, but I haven't done one of these before. Alright, now, the way that, generally the way that I like to attach this, let me show you with this. So this is, pretend the pattern paper is our acetate. I'm actually, in fact, putting the acetate like right on top here, but this way you can see what's happening. So what I like to do when I'm attaching, making a pocket card is I actually like to butt up these two like that and then just fold this tab over. So I'm gonna pull the lining, the release off of the adhesive. Just gonna put my acetate nice and flush here. So my acetate is here. I'm not gluing it to the pattern paper, gluing it to the acetate, but pattern paper is there so that you can see it. So putting this flush against the bottom edge, and then you fold that tab over. It should grab it. See how it grabbed our acetate? So now when you fold this over like that, it's gonna match up with the sides perfect. Now you can't see what I'm doing because it's all clear. So I got my acetate here, okay? So all I need to do now, because this was cut with the, well, it wasn't cut with the same die, but I traced it from a die cut, and so it should work. So I can now pull the liner off of the two side glue tabs. Man, you guys had to choose a hard one. Okay, so just hold this. I try not to touch my adhesive as much as possible, so we're just gonna bend that down, get it started, bend that down, get it started. Okay, so now you should be able to just, don't be careful burnishing with acetate. You could give yourself a cut. So don't go like that with your anything, because if you cut yourself with the acetate, it's not pleasant. All right, look, we have a pocket. Now let's find something to fill it with. Now, for this to be complete, it's gonna look like that. And this will slip like between there. Not in the pocket. The pocket's going to be sealed. So this is going to be sealed at the top eventually. And then we're going to glue the back to it to form our pocket. So it'll go a little something like that. But we need to fill it with something. So let's... Actually, I can glue it to... I don't want to glue it to this now because I'll want to fill it. Let's see. What can I fill this with? Guys, do you think this works? I don't feel like any of these really work. This green feels like it's too green, right? Okay, so it's gonna be against... Oh, is green okay, actually? What do you guys think? Do you think the green is okay? And then when this slides out, it'll look on top of that. Thoughts? I need thoughts. Hi, welcome. Okay, Susan likes it. Green looks good. Brenda likes it. Shelly likes it. Okay, good. I don't really have a lot. I mean, I'd have to go searching, but this is like, I know the first place that I knew I would have at least some. Now, I feel like on that one, I was like a little bit too conservative with me. I haven't decorated this yet is the thing, so I'm probably going to cover up some of this, unfortunately. You know what? Oh my gosh, this looks like almost like it could be bubble tea. Doesn't this look like it could be bubble tea? And those are the bubbles. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Okay. When you've filled it up to your heart's content, then what you can do is peel off the liner here. And that's going to seal our shaker pouch. Let's get that liner off. Okay. Really burnish everything nicely. And now we have fully sealed. Look how flat that shaker is. Now we can do anything we want with it. So I'm gonna put it onto the back of this to form a card. Oh, you know what? We could have left the glue tab here and used it, to glue this, but not necessary, because what we'll do is, and the reason why I say that, if you're gonna do this, I would maybe suggest keeping the glue tabs here. And the reason why I say that is because that insert, if you want it to fit, you cannot put glue beyond this glue tab. It's a tight fit, friends. I made it like it's a perfect but tight fit. And I kind of see like a little bit of acetate. I wasn't super straight, I guess, when I glued this, so I'm just gonna trim that off so that you don't see it. So make sure this is like what the glue tab itself is 3/8 of an inch. I believe, maybe not even. I think it's 3/8, but once you fold it, you lose a little bit. And so what I'm gonna do is make sure that I'm only putting adhesive where I actually see the glue tab. I do not want to put adhesive beyond, even though it would be hidden by the frame in the front. The thing is that insert is not going to fit if you go beyond this glue tab, because it was sized very specifically so that it can nestle in. And there's not, I mean, there are places where, I try to give you all some wiggle room. So it's not such a tight fit, but this is a tight fit. All right, so I'll just go ahead and get these peeled off. And the top edge does not need adhesive because, again, this will be a pocket. So what I'm going to do is hold it at the top so that it's nice and flush and lined up. Hold it at the side so it's nice and flush and lined up, and then you can push it down when you feel like it's all in the right spot. So I like to just tap the embellishments to one side so that I can give this a really firm, very aggressive burnish. All right, and now let's let it kind of fluff up the pocket a little bit. But there you have it. We have a shaker. There's a big clump there. See if I can loosen that up a little. Eventually those will, there we go. There we go. Look, how fun. And then this can fit in. So it is a tight fit, so just make sure, what I like to do is, actually if you kept the glue tab from the back piece, it would actually give you a little bit more room. But I burnished really tightly, so now I need to kind of fluff it up a little bit to make some room for this insert. So oh, this is a little tight. If I had it to do over again, I would use the glue tab because this is so tight. Yeah. It's not too late. I burnished it so hard though. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I can take this back piece off. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the back piece off. I'm just going to die cut another one, but I'm going to save the glue tabs. And this might rip a little bit, but that's okay. I'd rather it fit. Sorry, beautiful pattern paper. Okay, let's get that off. All right, take two. Okay, there we go. So now I have to find another pattern paper. All right, so maybe I have another one. Oh man, that's so pretty. I probably, I don't know if I'll have another one because I've used, it's this one, right? No, it's not. It's that one. Okay. I've used so much of this paper pad. Both of them. Oh, I do. Last one. Yeah, bubble tea is chewy. It's tapioca. The tapioca pearls are chewy. But that's what I like about them. I mean, it's just flour. It's tapioca flour. So we're gonna do another main cup die. I mean, usually the tapioca pearls are not flavored themselves. It's just what they're suspended in is where all the flavor is. So, and you can get so many different flavors. All right. So let's cut another layer. I did too much prep. I should have just left this die cut and then wait to see if I really needed to trim off the tabs. You know, I think a lot of people don't like bubble tea because they don't like to chew their drinks. Because it's something, because the pearls are suspended in the drink, and so you slurp up a little bit and then you have to chew a little bit whenever you get one of those bubbles pearls, and I don't know, it's one of those things where not everybody likes that experience. I love it. So for the pattern paper, I've always found that the score line is plenty deep for this. I don't really feel like I have to score it again. Tamara says I cannot stand the texture change. Yeah. And it's you know what, the other thing that I like about it though is that it actually has like it slows down the experience, so you're not like gulping everything down super fast. Okay, so here's why this didn't work, and the reason is because this insert needs to actually go behind the glue tab. So we glued this down, and so effectively, it took away that much space. So that's why I wasn't able to get the insert all the way in, because the insert actually needs to fit behind the glue tabs. So since I used the glue tabs to glue my second sheet of acetate here, I need this set of glue tabs to actually form the pocket. So I wasn't thinking ahead enough. I was thinking of just how I made some of the other cards, and so that is something that is a little bit unique and different too if you're gonna do this type of card. And so we'll go ahead and get adhesive on these glue tabs and try that again. Alrighty. Okay, so get this nice and burnished. And now I can show you that same thing as before. So these two are the exact same die cut. So I'm just gonna match them up at the bottom and then fold this over to meet up. So now when this folds over, it should land pretty much, 100% with the other side. And if it doesn't, you still have a little bit of wiggle room. I got it a little bit off, so I'm gonna try to see. I can't straighten it. This adhesive it's like 2 layers of adhesive at this point. It's a little bit off. Let's see. Okay, I nudged it a little, so maybe that'll help. Okay, that's better. A little bit better. And if you're off a little, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It is a handmade card after all. So there's that. Now, if you wanted to stamp anything or add any other decorations, do that now before you seal this up, because you're not going to have access to this again. So like this one, like, I did not think of adding that sentiment until after the fact, and so I had to I had to do one of these businesses and like stick it in, and that. So don't do that. You'll probably see that when this tutorial video comes out. What you want to do is think ahead a little bit, and if you want to put a sentiment or you want to decorate that, then you want to do that before you close this up. So because now with it closed, you don't have access to, you don't have easy access to it. And I mean, I managed to get that sentiment in here, but it was not the easiest thing to do. I'll tell you that much. And so now we have our insert. See how much nicer that fits in? And it shakes. And it's super flat. It's a pocket card that's shaped. and it is a slider insert with a gift card holder. So, there you go. Oh man, friends. Boy, you guys picked a hard one for me. But look how flat that is. Isn't that cool? Okay, I mean, I haven't decorated it at all, so I don't think we're done. But that was the hard part. Whew. I got it mostly. I got it mostly on instinct. I had one little oopsies that we had to undo, but that was pretty good for on the fly. I mean, I've made a lot, so I kind of knew foundationally how to make a flat shaker. That's what I did here. And I knew how to make a slider reveal, which is what I did here. And I made plenty of shaped cards, as you've seen examples of. So, you know, I've gotten the hang of how to work with this die set, and you will too, especially if you add the masterclass to it, so that you can, get those foundational interactive components kind of figured out. And then after that, it's really it's just a matter of your imagination. What else you want to envision for your card. And so let's go ahead and still have ephemera, so let's decorate it. Well, it's awesome. Like these super. Oh yeah, it would be good for Jamba Juice. That would be. Or well, I know you type Jungle Juice. Maybe that's something else. But us, we have Jamba Juice. So I think what I might do is put a bit of ephemera, maybe a flower. Oh, these aren't really the right colors because I think these I still have a fairy. I'm using the fairy. You could put the fairy. Oh, I could put the fairy in here. Wouldn't she be cute inside? Inside the cup? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that. Okay, fairy's going inside the cup. Because anything we put on the outside, it's going to block some of the shakers, especially at the bottom, once they all settle at the bottom. Oh, I could put her. She's more front and center. And she'll fit. You know what would have been funny is if she was in the shaker pouch. No, that would be silly. Don't be silly, Lynn. Okay. Oh, but I have two of her, so there's one to spare. Maybe I'll use her. I'm getting down to precious few of this ephemera pack. And maybe I don't think I'm gonna put anything on the outside because otherwise I think I don't want to cover the shaker bits. I didn't really put a ton of shaker bits in there, so it would be a real shame if it was all covered up with something on the outside. So maybe the tree's too big. I've used all of the other mushroom houses. This will fit good by itself. Is that getting too busy? I don't have any more of the small houses, mushroom houses. Okay, so I mean, I feel like this completes the scene. Maybe I can hang this off and just trim it. Actually, I probably don't even need to trim it. I wonder. I think there's a little bit of room. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. How cute is that? Wow, I am loving how this card's turning out. Thanks everybody for this idea. Oh my gosh. I've never thought of it on my own. Okay, so now she's gonna have to be over the mushroom house a little bit in order to fit. Unless we're okay with her wings. Are we okay with her wings being visible? I don't think her wings should be visible. I think she should be behind here, and then it'll be a nice little surprise that she comes out. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm going with that. Going with that. So. Um, Thanks, Christina. So, here we go. I can hang this off the bottom edge like a smidge because I happen to know that there's room. You can put your fit your lid like this so that it's like flush at the top here. And then you can kind of see how much you can hang something off. You don't have a lot of room, but you have some. But let's get it in there real quick just to really make sure. Okay. I love the green. It almost looks like it's grass. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. This is fun. All right. And then this, I think because see how it tends to like still, open like that. I think I can still put some low profile foam behind her, and it's not gonna be too thick, even though it's like on the inside. But I feel like I wanna pop her up. So I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't want to be crazy. This is thin. It's only like 1.5 millimeters, so it's gonna give her lift, but not a ton. It'll still ship okay for a stamp, and it's still way flatter than your standard foam shaker. So even though I'm adding some dimension, it's I think this will still be an easy mailer. And just a little bit more. I tend to be a little bit generous with my foam. Okay, that's good, I think. Oh, colored acetate. I don't actually have any colored acetate, but if you're like me, you don't have colored acetate, you could always take an alcohol marker and color your acetate. Just put if you color your acetate with a color marker, it may be a little bit streaky for like large section, but if you overdo it, do it on the inside where somebody can't rub it off. But that's good for, sometimes I've done that for like if I'm making a light up card and I want to put some acetate behind the opening where the light will come through, and I just want to give it some color. Sometimes I'll color the acetate like yellow or something like that to make it really look more like a flame. So something like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, just that little bit of lift. I know it's not a lot of lift, but it just helps, I think, add a little bit of dimension. But see how the difference is, like when you put something here, and I don't think I didn't put any foam or anything. I didn't block off the shaker pouch, so a lot of this mix can go behind this bit of ephemera. Which bugs me because I didn't really put a lot of shaker bits in this one to start. So it does encourage you to move it around though. So, look. It would feel so like mystical if I had clear, flat shaker bits. Because then it would look very twinkly, I think. Oh, I could have used stars. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know where that is, but I have flat shaker, like confetti stars. That would have been cute too. But yeah. That would have been really cute, actually, if I could find it. It's too late now. There's no going back on it. But you guys have given me like another fantastic sample A flat shaker that is a pocket card and is a slider reveal that also has a gift card. So, and there's like, because just, the nature of the acetate and stuff, it tends to like bow out a little bit. So there's a lot of room here. It slides in and out pretty comfortably, even with the gift card, even with her being on a little bit of foam. And I think that's super cute. I don't know that I would have thought to do this were it not for this live stream and your suggestions and the desire to do something a little bit different to some of the other examples that I have. So thank you so much for the suggestion. That was a lot of fun. Do I have glitter? I do have glitter. So this would be a good way to use up glitter. The only thing with glitter though that I worry about, you would have to anti-static your acetate because the glitter it's just gonna like cling and then as opposed to move. So that's why I really like these I think they're called sparkle spots. I like them a lot because they're flat. They are glittery. So they are glittery, but they're flat and they'll move. So, but I have I might do this card again. Not exactly, but something similar, and maybe use the I think it's star confetti that I have. So I think that would look really cool. And it would look very like kind of like very twinkly, if that's a word. um could you see the back where the gift card is on the back of the insert, the cup lid and insert, and this is the back of our coffee cup. So everything nice and finished, and no no tabs visible. And I like this little scene here. It definitely I do like that the green kind of looks like grass down there. But then it doesn't really make sense why the grass is floating around. But I like how it turned out. And I had a lot of fun making it because I learned something new. Um, so what we learned is if you need to use a set of glue tabs for making your shaker pouch, save the set of glue tabs for the back of your card because that's what you're gonna need to attach the back to the front. So it's actually even easier. You don't even have to trim any or modify any of the die cuts. All right, friends, that was a lot of fun to make. If you have any last minute questions about the die set, so just a reminder for anyone who joined after I mentioned it already. Two things happening. One, I have a Memorial Day sale on printables in my shop. So if you want to shop any of my printables, I designed them for Easy Wonder Die number 1 and Easy Wonder Die number 3, and the Ultimate Sentiments die set. So if you want to shop this weekend, you can get 50% off any of those printables. And the coupon code is MEM50, MEM50. And if you are interested in getting the Ultimate Coffee Cup, consider placing your order before the end of the month because you will get a $25 gift certificate to shop my printables on my website. So my website is just lvhandcrafted.com. So you can let me grab a link. Oh, actually, let me grab a link to how do I get you the link that has the coupon code? Oh, give me a second. I can actually get you a link with the coupon code applied. I just need to get it. That'll make it easier so you don't have to remember the discount code. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. Mem 50 for 50% off my printables. And if you did get, if you got the Ultimate Coffee Cup, or you're planning on buying it, do consider adding the Masterclass series to your purchase, because you will not be able to add it or get it individually afterwards. It's an option when you go to purchase, whether you can't miss it, because you won't be able to add it to your cart until you've chosen whether you want to add the die set with the Masterclass or without. But just know that if you add it without the Masterclass now, I don't think there's a way for you to get it just the Masterclass later. So best thing to do if you're interested is to make sure to just buy it with the Masterclass now. You get 6 video tutorials filmed in real time, and I teach you how to make cards building up to more super interactive ones like the one that we just did. But as a quick recap, the 6 video tutorials you'll find in the Masterclass series are your basic shaped card, that's a side folding card, a shaped pocket card like what we just made with the slider insert and the gift card holder. So we did a lot of that today also. I show you how to make your more traditional shaker card with foam. So this is your more dimensional one. And you can kind of see the difference between how flat this is versus the dimension on, your traditional shaker. So this is covered in the Masterclass. And then I show you how to work with some of the accessories to make a pup cup with some of the decorative items, how to make a tea cup that is also a little bit of a slider. And then the ultimate coffee cup is this one here, which, very similar to what we did, is a shaker window through and through. And I talk about how you would seal that, just like I did today, to actually make your shaker window here that's totally, see-through. And this one is side folding as opposed to what we did today, which is a pocket card. So far, no 2 coffee cup has been duplicated. And then, of course, tons and tons of videos on my channel will hit my channel, and I'll make it so that channel members can see them as soon as they are uploaded, and they'll be scheduled to go live over. I have a lot, so probably be like a week or 2 before they all make it out there live. So I hope that this has been fun for you. This has been really fun for me because I got to learn something new and got to make something new and different with my coffee cup. So kind of feel like there's always something to explore, and it really feels like the more I craft with it, the more ideas I get. And especially, I mean, that's just you guys like talking to me and giving me real-time feedback during a live stream. I cannot wait until you all get your hands on this die set and you start creating some pretty fabulous things that then in turn can inspire me to do more as well. So thank you so much, everybody who has already picked it up, because I know some of you have been patiently waiting since the secret sale. And some of you may know that I've got another secret sale coming up in just a few days. So there'll be another opportunity for you all to see what's coming up next for me. So if you are signed up for my newsletter, you will have seen Especially if you've attended one of my recent secret sales, you will have gotten the invite, but another email will go out on the day of or the morning of that secret sale. It'll be on the 29th, I believe. So I hope you join me then because I will definitely be spilling some more tea. I just can't stop playing with this. So, all right, friends. It's been fun. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. If you have tomorrow off from work, I hope you enjoy your long weekend. So, bye, everybody.